Hey, 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 what's going on, sassy ladies? I pray your day has been well. It's been cold in the ATL, y'all. I feel like I'm back in the Midwest where I'm from. But anyway, I'm not going to stay on that topic. I want to go ahead and jump in. Welcome to day 42 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. I'm Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady. Thanks so much for joining me, as always, over on Instagram. And for those of you all that are joining me on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, aka Twitter, I have to throw that in there, YouTube, and all those other platforms that I'm generally going live or streaming live with you all on. Excited again about the journey that I've been on. Always excited to share and excited to share what I learned from other people that allow me to take, of course, my life and my business to the next level. Y'all, for day 42 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series, we are going to talk about something that, as always, I believe will help you, that female CEO, really truly launch more into the deep and become that sound leader that we know you desire to be, and to master the skill sets that you plan to master. Our topic of discussion today is titled She Speaks, She Leads, Finding Your Story, right? Or let's say finding your story question in leadership. The first time I heard this was probably, I think, maybe like a year and a half ago. I've always heard the thing, do you know your purpose? You understand your why and all of that. But when someone broke down the importance of finding my story question as a female CEO or consultant, as a leader, the light bulb really, truly turned on a whole lot for me. It helped me kind of walk through those things that I needed to walk through with ease. It helped me explain my why a lot better. And I hope that it does the same for you. Because for female CEOs, whether you're a consultant or coach, whatever, it's the narrative, right? It's that narrative thread that weaves through your leadership style. Helps you define your purpose. And of course, it helps you, in my opinion, propel further, or propel your company further. I also believe for consultants, because, to me, as a female CEO, if you're a consultant and you're operating on your own as a business, you're CEO no matter what. You just call yourself a consultant. I think that understanding or finding your story question shapes your unique expertise, that unique expertise that you're bringing to your clients. It gives you more depth in your professional identity. Hey, Black Love 1102, thanks so much for joining me on IG. Right? Let's talk about what a story question is, okay? Because I know people are probably like, "What the heck are you saying? Do you have a question about this?" No, it's called a story question, and it's something that I believe is also, yet again, another piece of the secret sauce to the journey in your business. It's the big why. It's that why that guides everything you do as a CEO or a consultant. For females that are in this game, this journey of owning and operating a successful business, I believe it's the heartstring, right, that ties your experience with your values and your aspirations. It ties them all together. So if we were to imagine something, you think about a compass, right? The compass helps point you to your true direction that you're going in, or some people call it the true North Star, right? It directs you to your purpose, the reason why you decided you wanted to do this business. So let's break it down. Let's go ahead and let's kind of talk about some key things that I believe is going to be very, very helpful for you, or what having or understanding what your story question will do for your business. First, it will, in my opinion, I think it'll authenticate the connections that you have. You know, if you're a CEO, your story question will connect authentically with your team. It will foster somewhat of a shared purpose, overall purpose. If you're a consultant, remember, as a consultant, we're doing a whole lot for clients, right? So it will help resonate you with your clients, creating that meaningful connection, because it's all about connection based on the shared values. Because when you operate as a consultant, those values really got to be shared, right? And it helps you have that common mindset, that common place of thinking and walking things through. It helps you both be on the same page with the solution that's going to be provided. If you're just now joining me, my name is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at Let's Talk Strategies. And today our topic is titled She Speaks, She Leads, Finding Your Story Question in Leadership. And I kind of gave a brief intro of what a story question is. You know, I talked about how it ties your experiences with your values and your aspiration. Okay. Your story question is that golden thread that weaves through your career, and it connects y'all the dots with your victories, the challenges, and your lessons. Because as business owners, we will have some challenges. Prayerfully, we're going to have some victories, right? And there's some lessons that we will learn all as business owners. And I like to say successful business owners, female CEOs. And I kind of gave you an analogy of that North Star, but I want you to think of it as your unique mark in the business world. Okay. Especially when you're working with other female CEOs. I work with other female CEOs. I call them sassy female CEOs and other consultants. For me, it's like that beacon that says, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And this is why I'm here, right? It helps you really hone in on your why. So whether you're leading a company or if you're operating as a consultant, understanding or having your story question is going to be extremely important. It's going to really, really hone in that unique you. Okay. So I want to go ahead and I want to dive a little into that why having that fuels the fire and helps you shine in the world of business. So, what does your story question do for your business? Again, it allows you to be authentic. It helps you to authentically connect with others, right? As a business owner, especially, you need to be able to foster a sense of shared purpose as a business owner. I've run into several female CEOs. They have a business, but they can't explain their why. Yet they expect for the people that they hire to work with them to understand it. And then there's just a lot of ball of confusion. Now, also as a consultant and going into corporate platforms, understanding your story question is going to be pivotal for you because it helps you share the value much easier. And it also helps you to provide the solution with the flow. Okay. If you can share the why, understanding their why, you can flow easily and be able to provide the solution to the client and not get up in there and try to give them what you think you want them to have. It's going to be extremely important for you to maintain that sense of authenticity and to be able to connect and flow with them. And understanding your story question is going to be extremely helpful for you. Now, the second thing that a story question will do for you as a female CEO, it will allow you to be strategic in your decision making. Okay. Your story question will guide you through a lot of different things that will ensure that you're aligning right with your core values. Extremely important. Or better yet, understanding your story question will help you with those long term vision goals, right? We should have long and short, but it helps align, right? And understanding it again allows you to be strategic in the decisions that you are going to be making as a female CEO, right? Now, if you're a consultant and you don't necessarily like to call yourself a CEO, having a story question as a consultant will help you better select your projects that you're working on, the clients that you want to work with, and it's definitely going to help you make sure that it aligns with your core mission, the thing that you really want to show up for. I like to show up to work with other female CEOs to one, help them go from overwhelming their business to putting it on rinse and repeat. When I work with corporate consultants, they definitely need to have their processes and systems in order, and things need to be flowing, congruent. Business definitely has to be on rinse and repeat. But I don't work with you if what you're doing doesn't align with my goals, vision, and mission, right? And you shouldn't want to work with me. We all need to be on the same page. That's how I can best help lead, guide, and direct you. Now, also another reason why I believe you should be clear and have your and understand and know how to identify your story question is it helps you have a walk in your brand better. You can stand out and you can have more of a compelling brand. My brand, if you all follow me on IG, most of you all know me as who? The strategy lady. That's my brand. When you hear me, when you see me, I'm talking about strategy. Let's talk strategies. Let's talk strategies is the name of my business, of course. But on IG, y'all know me as a strategy lady, and we speak about it over the other platforms, right? Right off the rip what I'm going to be talking about. And having clarity and being clear on my story question allows me to integrate things into my brand in a most seamless way, most human way, for lack of better words, right? I can just really just operate in my I amness, who I am. And it helps me to be more relatable to my clients, relatable to whoever it is I'm dealing with, right? If you're a consultant, it will help you communicate in a unique way with with your prospects, right? It'll make sure that you resonate with your target audience, definitely. And it will also allow you to continuously grow, in my opinion, right? Because as you understand your story, aka your story question, you can clearly adapt to the things you need to adapt to as a business owner, even when things get hard. Okay, even when the landscape changes, even when people are saying, hey, I don't think we need your service anymore. Could you tell us what this actually will do for us? You will be able to explain it more clearly. You won't have to stumble over the different things because you understand that story question, your why you're here, and how you know for sure that you can assist and help that clientele, right? Understanding your story question and having one will allow you to or ensure that you will be able to continue to remain relevant and impactful as a business owner. Now, let's talk about some practical tips to finding your story question. Okay. First and foremost, please, if you don't have a sheet of paper, pen or pencil, take it out because I want to walk you through these practical tips to help you find your story question. That means we need you to have something to go back to. Okay. Finding your story question, the first practical tip is to reflect on your journey. We all got a journey, we all got a story. Dive into your past experiences, those past milestones. What things were reoccurring in your life all the time? I like to say reoccurring themes, okay? What type of questions did you think or did you have as this business owner that shaped your leadership or the consultancy path that you may have decided to take as a business owner? Reflect on that. As you reflect on that, that's going to play a major role in helping you find your story question. Practical tip number two is identifying your core values. You're going to hear me talk about this over and over and over again. When you identify your core values, it's going to help you pinpoint or define your approach to leadership. As a female CEO, you're a leader. It's going to help you really, really hone in on that thing, whether you want to call yourself a female CEO or a consultant, because you're still a leader nonetheless. It's going to help you pinpoint the things that you need to pinpoint so you can define the things that you're doing, making sure that those values again align with your vision. I've run into several females that are in business and they still can't explain their who, what, when, where, why, or how, why they even went into business. They can't even that dig deep on their core values. They're all over the place, which means the minute that somebody else introduces something else to them, they're going to have that squirrel mentality and they're going to jump ship. And they're going to, and oftentimes when things get a little hard for you, you will kind of veer off because you don't have that stick to itness, the tenacity, because you're not clear. You hadn't identified your core values. And that in itself is going to be the thing that you need to have the stick to itness and to push through. So that's a definite practical tip that I believe you need to definitely hone in on to help you find your story question. Identify those core values, lady. Also, when you find your core values, or having or finding your core values will help you to really truly have impact with your clients. Really, really. As a coach or as a consultant, we truly need to be helping whomever it is that we're working with transform from whatever it is that they were to the next level, right? Everything you do, in my opinion, should be something that allows someone to transform to the next level. Nobody cares about your story as much as they care about what can it do for me, right? So when you get clear on your story question, it will definitely help you really impact your clientele in its most transformative way, right? So ask yourself the question, or maybe ask core questions that drive or help you hone in on the mission of what it is you are there for that client. My mission is to help as many female CEOs go from overwhelming her business to putting it on rinse and repeat, helping her simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline her business for sustainable growth. Part of that mission also is to help her see and understand it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it. As female CEOs, quite often we can overcomplicate things. And oftentimes we're overcomplicating it is because we don't have clarity. We don't understand our story. So how can we lead effectively if we don't have any of that, right? It has you just going in circles, right? And it has you not working on that common goal and really, really working in the mission, the reason, your why, right? We all should have a mission statement. We all should know the core values as to why it is we're showing up on a consistent day-to-day basis to do what it is we're doing. Okay. Also, another practical tip for helping you when it comes to finding your story question is it will help you to align with your team. I promise you it will. It will definitely help you align with the team values and their goals. How can it be a source of unity and inspiration would be a question that I would have you ask yourself, because once you can get to the core of that, you will find unity on a consistent day-to-day basis as a business owner, especially when you're dealing with team, especially when you're dealing with a virtual assistant or executive assistant, or the people that you hire permanently, right? Understanding your story question can not only inspire you, it's going to inspire them. They feel like they come to work and show up to do stuff for you and they know why they're here, instead of just coming and hitting that clock and showing up for a 9 to 5. And as soon as that time is up, they're rushing out the door. Yeah, we want people to go home, right? Because I hope you value that place of family and that place of personal space, right? But oftentimes, when you are operating in your core, authentic self and understand are operating in your story, and the story is being painted so clear for the other people to know, they are eager and excited about helping you push the message out, helping you reach that end goal in mind. When I worked in corporate as a network facilities manager, a female who managed 7 states, 7 centers, it was a big deal for me to be this female who managed 7 call centers. When other females saw that I was serious about that thing that I was doing in a male dominating industry, and that I showed up consistently on a day to day basis, I showed up knowing what it is I do, I showed up understanding my why, I showed up respectively respecting them as individuals, they jumped in the bandwagon with me, right? The team aligned with me because they understood my story, my core values, my end goal in mind, and my goal. And that just created such unity. And as female CEOs, understanding that will allow you and help you to be more strategic in your business, be the leader that you should be as a successful female CEO, and master the skill set. It really does. Now, also, I believe aligning yourself and understanding your story question will help you better express your why. I think I kind of touched on it a minute ago up top, but when you can craft a simple yet genuine expression of why you work as a CEO. I know we probably hate to use that terminology, work, right? You're running a business, so you're still doing some work. When you can craft a simple, genuine expression of your why you're doing what you do as a CEO or as a consultant and why it matters, the light bulb will just continue to turn on for you. You will continue to flow, and the customers continue to come because they know your why. They know what it is that you're there for and how you can help them. They understand clearly the solution. So, I don't necessarily like to hone in more on expressing my why, but I can show up and share with them more of the solution that I have that I can help them because I understand my why and I can express it a lot more easily, right? To me, it's the driving force behind what it is that you do. I encourage you, if you don't have your story question, if you're not honed in on it, I'm encouraging you to go back, listen to the practical tips that I gave you. Okay. Listen to them, write them down, peel back the onion layer, as I always say, and go ahead and dig deep. Let this inspire you to get clear and to get the clarity that I believe you need so that you can walk through and have the successful business that I know you need to have. You know, this is day 42 of the Strategic Leadership Mastery Series. And I made a vow to come in here to make sure that I gave you information that will allow you to be strategic in your business, that will allow you to grow as leaders, and that will help you master the skills that you need to master so that you can have that sustainable growth. So, the things that I talk about may be things that you may not be aware of and that you may not have heard of. So, if you're not quite sure of what a story question is, Google it. Because as a leader, you need to have a clear story question. I provided you with 5 practical tips, not 7 today, of what it is or what it looks like. I told you also what it does for your business. And I provided you with some practical tips that will allow you to craft your story question. Okay. One is get involved in this because it's going to help you express your why, right? Also, it's going to help you with team alignment. You know, as you explore how your story question goes, it will help you align more with your values and your goals, and it will put your team right on the same track with you. You all will be on the same page. Having a story question is going to be very strong with your client impact. Remember, whether you're a CEO or a consultant, this thing is going to really, really help you as you help transform your clients from whatever step from point A to point Z. Okay, because we're here in business to transform. Yes, we're here to make some money, but listen, you're not going to make no money if that thing that you say you provide doesn't transform somebody's life or their business. It's extremely important, and understanding and finding your story question will allow you to be able to better explain your why, right? So as you reflect on the journey as a business owner, looking back at your past experiences, and the milestones, right? And a way to do it also is for me, I look at the recurring themes, things that happen over and over and over again in my business, right? And those things definitely allowed me to grow as a business owner. It shaped me as a leader. It has shaped me as I continue on the journey as a consultant. And I believe it will help you as well. I hope that you found these 5 practical tips helpful. I encourage you to go back through, listen to this, go back to the beginning and listen to how I defined what a story question is. What is a story question? Your story question, again, is yet more of the secret sauce again of the journey of your business. It's the big why that guides everything you do as a CEO or a consultant. Okay. For female CEOs, because that's who I work with, to me, it's a game. It's the heartstring that ties your experiences, right? Your values, your aspirations. It ties it all together, right? And as you go through and you break this down, it's going to help you be able to stand firm on your why and why you help the people you work with, who you are, and how you got there. Because you're going to have people that's going to ask you, and if you got to go around from, I say, from Atlanta to China, back to the US, back to Atlanta, instead of being able to smack that thing and tell people your why, who you are, what you're here for, and how you can help them, you're going to lose people and they're not going to want to work with you, right? So go ahead and define your story question. Use these practical tips that I share with you, break them down, right? So they can help you and allow it to be that golden thread that weaves through your business, right? Helps you look at your career path. You know, for me, the things that I learned when I was in corporate is what has me right here, right now, being that CEO and being that consultant that I am right now. It has allowed me to connect the dots to my victories, my challenges, and my lessons. It has allowed me to have the stick to itness and the tenacity not to give up on my vision and not to give up on this God given business that He gave me. And I encourage you to do so. One, don't give up, but go ahead and jump on in, learn your story question, come back, share your insights, come back, ask the questions that you may have on this topic inside of whatever social media platform that you're joining me on, whether it is Instagram, whether it's Facebook, X, aka Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. If you're that female CEO who does not like to ask the questions or leave comments in up under the thread of where this live stream or the videos are, feel free to join me and other female CEOs over in the Get Your Sass On community. You can go and become a member by going to GYSO community.letstalkstrategies.com. Again, that's GYSO. I said X. SO, y'all, community dot let's talk strategies.com. All it stands for is get your sass on. I'm all about working with female CEOs, y'all, to help you get your sass on in your business. If you're wondering what SaaS stands for, it's all about you simplifying your business, automating it, systematizing, and of course, streamlining your business for sustainable growth. It's time out for us overcomplicating things. And the best thing that you can do is to go ahead, if you hadn't crafted out your story question, get intimately acquainted with it so you can go ahead and begin to walk the path that I know you desire to walk out as a successful business owner in its most simple way. Okay? This is Danette Moss, Business Systems and Implementation Strategist, aka the Strategy Lady. And thanks so much for joining me. I've already kind of given you your homework assignment for today. Make sure that you go back, listen in to what I've shared as it pertains to how you can identify your story question as a leader. Peel back that onion layer, do the work, and share it with us in the comment section or over in the Get Your Sass On community. Until next time, y'all, make it a great rest of day and make sure you come back and join me for day 42 on tomorrow. We got a total of 61 days that I'm hanging out with you all. And I'm just excited that God has given me the strength to keep showing up on a consistent day to day basis to help you. And I'm all about helping you find your story. So go ahead and dig in and find your story question, lady. Make sure you come back and join us for tomorrow on day 42. I think I'm going to talk about brainstorming your big business, right? How you can brainstorm in it. Yeah, I may change it. I may not, but I think that's where we're going to come from tomorrow because as we graduate from your story question, sometimes brainstorming is extremely important. And I know a lot of people say, how can brainstorming help me? And oh, I know how to do that. That's elementary. My question for you is if it's so elementary, then why are you not doing it? And I know people aren't doing it because how they show up on their in their business on a consistent day-to-day basis. So make sure you come back and join me tomorrow. Please share with other female CEOs that you believe are in need and excited, in need of growing their business and excited about being strategic, being the leader that we know you are. Because if you're a female CEO, you're definitely a leader. And learning the importance and understanding the importance of mastering that skill set, mastering this business so that you can have that sustainable growth and the successful business that I know you desire to have. Y'all take care and thanks so much for joining me.